Welcome back, everybody, to episode 4 of our Let's Play in this brand new Amplified world. So things are looking a little bit different. This is our little dirt hole hovel thing. And in between episode 3 and episode 4, I went ahead and kind of finished off this terracing around this starting area a little bit. Now, that is a lot of cobblestone, and as we get some more resources available and stockpiled, I will come back in here and make these retaining walls a little more interesting, I think. Maybe a mixture of maybe stone and maybe stone blocks and polished andesite, or I don't know. We'll kind of see what happens when we get to that. We'll think of some cool things to do. But we've got some stairways leading up to that area, and kind of did a little entryway, made our hole a little more interesting looking. Started planting some shrubs and flowers around. Since we are in this flower forest biome, I believe, I wanted to preserve some of those flowers. Keep them around, not just clear this out completely. And we will, of course, add some more detail, some more trees. I started planting trees up in the upper area here. So I think that will kind of fill in the gap where this dirt is between the top retaining wall and the stone up above. It's getting a little dark, so let's hop down in our bed. So for this episode, I think I want to do a couple of things. I finished digging down to diamond level, down to level 12, and I found a cave system down there. So we'll go check that out, take a look, and see what's down there. Hopefully something interesting. I haven't gone in there yet. Just kind of identified it and poked my head in quick. So we'll do that. And something interesting I noticed with this wheat farm. Now, I know this isn't the optimal way to grow wheat, but I'm kind of doing this as an aesthetic thing as well for this first terrace. And I've hidden water underneath these corner bits here, actually. So each of these corners here, I've put a water block underneath, so that does hydrate the tilled soil out a fair ways. I can't quite get these two. I may just do that with unhydrated soil. But anyway, I'm gonna do this whole terrace with crops, I think. So we'll go down into that cave. We'll check that out, and I have now 2 comments so far requesting some projects to work on. One person suggested a Japanese garden, which I think is a fantastic idea. I love Japanese gardens, and I did a long time ago try to implement one in Minecraft, and it worked out pretty well, as I recall. So that'll be fun to try that again and see how we can do. And I kind of cleared this area, filled in a little bit of a low spot here. So this will be, I think, unless there's that sheep. I heard that making noise before. Huh. Anyway, this will be the area for the Japanese garden, unless we think of some better place to put it. And I'll probably fill in some of this as well, and create some kind of path that comes over this direction, because as you recall, this square opening over there, that rectangular opening, is kind of where we wanted to do our larger base build. And I mentioned in the first episode that I was thinking of doing a kind of recessed wall that would kind of fill in that whole area but be the front wall of the base. And I was comparing it to the big stone building city complex thing in Jordan, which is called Petra. And the famous part of that probably everybody has seen in various movies, including Indiana Jones, I believe, is a treasury. So it was like a big vault carved into the side of a cliff. So maybe we'll do something similar to that. So if you want to check that out, look up Petra in Jordan, Petra, and you'll find pictures of it. You'll probably recognize it. So yeah, we may fill in this in and then head that way eventually once we have a few more resources accumulated. And then there is kind of this valley that goes over here. This terrain is really a challenge to sort of wrap your head around because there's so much above you. But yeah, we've got kind of this valley that comes through. We've got some weird low spots. They don't go anywhere. They're just kind of dips. So this is kind of just a reiteration quick of what we did in the first episode, but I wanted to show you in context with what I've done since then, so you get a better idea. So let's for now head down into the mine and check that out. So I'm just going to actually I can make that. I'm just going to quick ditch a few more things that I don't really need to go down in the mine. Just clear out our inventory as much as possible. Actually, let's carry a little bit of gravel instead, and then I have another couple of things in here. Yeah, we will keep that stuff. Can toss this. All right, that should be decent. We don't have any more iron, so we will have to hopefully find some iron down there as we go. As you see here, I just kind of been clearing out a bit to get cobblestone for all those retaining walls. Haven't really done it in a methodical way, just kind of carved out a bunch of stone. Actually, there is another cave system right in here that we have not seen yet. I kind of just plopped a torch there, so we can come back and check that out as well at some point. But here we are down at level 12, and I started some poke holes just for some mining purposes, and I also found our first diamonds, so I figured I would mine these on screen. I want to see here under achievements, is there something that is required to get the diamond achievement? No, just getting iron, which I already have. So cool. Well, let's just dig around these a bit, make sure that we're not gonna. Actually, I should have an escape hole here. Make sure we're not gonna lava ourselves as we dig these out, which we probably wouldn't, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. Still haven't died yet, so that's kind of exciting. I am playing this on hard mode, if you'll recall, so it is a bit of a challenge. I'm not really, I'm more of a, creative build stuff kind of Minecraft player, even in survival mode. So hard is actually pretty hard. But actually, before we get too far, I'm going to drop that off. And might as well drop off a little bit of the food. I'll keep the rest of this with me. Okay. So here is this cave system. I just poked my head in, spammed a few torches around. Let's go up first. Actually, I'm going to pick kind of the small cave. Should be a little easier to not die, and it is luckily a dead end. I say luckily because it lets us block it off now and move on, so it kind of helps us stay organized about our exploration, which I find very helpful. It's easy to get lost down in these things. I think I have pretty good spatial memory for this kind of stuff, maybe more than the average person, but still, these tunnels just get so windy and twisty, and it's difficult to stay oriented a lot of times. So I try and kind of go down as far down a tunnel as I can, and then backtrack to the next split, and then block it off. So I always know. So I know I'm not backtracking, and I kind of conserve my effort. Right, I'm gonna whoa. Heard him coming, but didn't turn around quick enough. All right, grab grab some of this here. As I said before, I find it very difficult to leave resources behind. I feel like I gotta collect them all. It's like the, I don't know, the minerals of the Pokemon world or something, or the Pokemon of the mineral world, perhaps would be a better way to say it. Alright. At some point coal just isn't that worth it anymore, but for now I feel like it still is valuable enough to grab it. Alright. So that looks okay. Throw a couple of torches up there. Alright, and we can block this one off then. So just do like that. Knock that off. There we go. Okay. And actually I should, well no, I'll find that. I was going to say I should mark the entrance back to where we came from, but I think it should be obvious enough. Okay, so we're actually going to need some more torches. Okay, so where am I at now? Block that off. I haven't gone down there yet. Actually, I have been up there though. Okay. And this is just, this doesn't, oh no, it does go somewhere. Okay, let's do this next. Some lapis, nice. I like to just kind of clear the way a little bit, even if I can get through. It's nice to have a little more room for maneuvering, especially if, you know, the creepers and whatnot start dropping on your head, so. Alright, this is getting a little more complicated here, so I think perhaps still dig my way over here, but when I get too many branches, that's a lot of zombies. I wonder if there's a spawner over there. We should check that out. I feel like I'm leaving a lot of my sentences unfinished as I notice things in the game, and as I said before, I do find it difficult to talk and play at the same time, so I apologize if, if that is the case and I lose my train of thought and never come back to it, and you're wondering what I was going to say. I don't know. I'm wondering what I was going to say too, so let's actually see if I can block this in. Okay, and oh boy. Alright. Sometimes charging the creepers is not the best idea, but you know. Whoop. Okay. And typically don't block things off as I go, in terms of like block off the bit I haven't explored yet for safety's sake, which perhaps I should, but I don't. Yeah, this is getting pretty. Oh, yay, lava. Okay. Oh. That was not comfortable. That was bad. Alright, see, I don't like this because I can't block this off yet because there's more to explore, but the more it branches, the more complicated it, you know, the further you go before you can block something off, which I find annoying. So I like to find, you know, nice convenient places to stop. Like probably this. I don't think we need any water, so it's just alright. So good, we can block this whole thing off then. We'll grab a few resources out of here and be on our way. Alright, actually I'm gonna check the time, see where we're at. We're at about 15 minutes, so actually I'm just going to make my way back to the surface. I didn't intend to do this whole episode caving. I wanted to get to some building as well. Building is really my favorite part anyway. Resource gathering and mining can be kind of therapeutic though, you know, it's very methodical and kind of brainless, so it's kind of nice sometimes, but alright, so get back to this branch. I really don't need all this coal, but let's just see how much there is. So I got a question about my PC specs as well. I did put those in the comments for video number 1, episode 1. So if you're curious, you can take a look there and see what my PC specs are. I'm very pleased with it so far. The one thing that really has been not really a disappointment, but way more complicated than I thought it was going to be, is the Corsair K70 RGB keyboard. It's a mechanical keyboard, and it's got individual LED RGB LEDs, say that 10 times fast, for each key. And when it's working, it works really nice, but getting it installed and getting the drivers to work, oh, it was a huge pain. I mean, I can't even tell you. It was horrendous. So, alright, block this off. So now that it's working, I'm happy, but it took way more effort than it should have to get it to function. And the utility that lets you change the colors and stuff, just, I don't know. Actually, we gotta go back this way, don't we? The utility doesn't play well with others, let's put it that way. You know, sometimes it detects the keyboard, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, at least at the beginning when I was getting everything installed, it had conflicts with the mouse drivers, and I don't know, it was a pain. So if you're looking for a mechanical keyboard, especially one with the programmable backlighting, this one is worth thinking about, but you know, I'm not sure if I would get it again. Given another, ooh, that's good news. Zombie must have dropped that. Yeah, I might pick something else if I was shopping for a computer again. So let's see, I can bring all of this back up with us. That'll be good, and there's actually some iron in there. Let's bring that up with us too. And we got that cave still yet to do. I gotta finish the stairs. But so that looks like a very promising cave system, very extensive. Let's get out here and sleep quick before the baddies come out. Alright, and time, let's check. We're got a couple minutes. Alright, this was our caving episode, I guess. Next episode we will do some building. So normally I would want to do these caving episodes mostly off screen, and I think that is what I will do in the future. But you know, early on I want to kind of mix it up, show a little bit more of what's going on, and yeah, let's keep that stuff on me. Yeah, just show a little bit more, but as we progress, I think I'll show less of that stuff and more of the interesting stuff. But anyway, here, let's just, in the last couple of minutes, give a little bit more of a tour of this area. So I did, you know, 3 walls up there, so we have basically 3 terraces. This one, the wheat farm terrace, and the skinny little terrace that I started putting shrubberies on. We can go check that out. So yeah, this terrace here is just 1 block wide, basically, and started putting some shrubs and flowers. These short flowers are just way too short, can't see them, So I'm going to have to collect more of these double high flowers and put those up here. But then up above that, in this last tier, I just started planting trees. And I think I will come and sort of fill in the gaps around them with some shrubberies, just to give it a more overgrown kind of look and hide some of that ugly dirt. And I try to hide some torches up behind those trees as well. And we will come back and do a better job of hiding the lighting at a later date when we have either jack-o'-lanterns or maybe some glowstone or something else. But okay, so next episode will be a building episode, and I think we will probably start on the Japanese garden. So I'll do some thinking about kind of how the layout is going to be for this, and then we'll just go ahead and start building it next episode. Might do like a little grotto up there, maybe a water feature coming down. Yeah, some good ideas. Okay, so that'll be next episode, and until then, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you next time.